Good morning, Professor. I hope all is well. I hope your day is going fine. Today I will be presenting my assignment D, which is experiential marketing, esports versus traditional industry. We're going to be looking at the comparison, the breakdowns, and the insights that we can take away. And at the end, we'll be given one key recommendation that can help improve esports revenue. Experiential marketing involves creating an immersive, multi-sensory brand experience that transforms passive consumers into active participants. It drives emotional connections, which is important because it leads to better return on investment and long-term loyalty through physical and digital interactions. We shall also look at this through the lens of the framework of the 5 Cs and the 11 pillars. We will look at the Call of Duty League as well as Fortnite in terms for the esports campaigns, and for the non-esports campaign, we'll be looking at Nike and IKEA. The overview of the campaigns: Call of Duty League Activision, professional esports league with $100 million plus career prize pools, 500 million plus players across 12 city-based teams, generating 1 billion plus annual revenue. Fortnite by Epic Games was the world's largest battle royale with 400 million registered players. It had the 2019 World Cup, which drew around 2.3 million peak viewers and a $30 million prize pool. We have Nike, a global athletic brand which makes about 50 billion revenue annually. The House of Innovation store drives about 25+% of sales uplift through experiential retail. And IKEA, the furniture giant, which produces up to 45 billion revenue annually. The viral social campaigns convert physical store traffic. The first campaign we shall be looking at will be the campaign of the Call of Duty League Fan Fest. Essentially, the Call of Duty Fan Fest by Activision generates over 1 billion annually across 12 city franchises with massive prize pools. Essentially, the fan base is allowed to meet with the pro players in terms of meet and greets and engage in competitive line games, engage in unavailable demos that aren't even online yet, but only at the event, and it allows them to strengthen the city team loyalty as well as convert casual viewers into season pass holders. As a result, this leads to an increase in their metrics across the board with an extra 1.2 million impressions, 50k plus in total attendees, and 28 plus increase in season ticket sales. As a 4.2 million direct revenue compared to the 1.1 million activation fee, that would make the return on investment a 4-to-1 return on investment, making this campaign very fruitful. As we look at the 5 Cs, you can see in terms of connection, direct pro players interactions create authentic fan bonds, driving 42% of attendee social shares. Like I said, exclusive demos were available for people to play with, to make them feel connected, make them feel more special in the Call of Duty world, as well as the currency of quite 4.2 million direct revenue. The only issue I would say is that despite having control over what cities and venues they could host, there were still geographic limitations that excluded international fans due to high travel costs. I, for one, know that I would love to go to these events, but due to it being not typically always being Canada, and the flight between Canada and USA is kind of expensive, it becomes more difficult for someone like me who's a passion of Call of Duty to attend these events. The next campaign we should be looking at will be the Fortnite World Cup in 2019. In terms of strategic objectives, it celebrates $30 million World Cup championship that converts their peak viewership, which was 2.3 million, into sustained daily players, and it generates over $100 million in economic impact. The target audience was obviously the global Gen Z gamers of 13 to 24, but not just exclusive to the ages of 13 to 24. There were some older people there, but that's the main target audience when it comes to Fortnite. And 70% of Fortnite daily active seeking creator and pro access. They got to meet with their favorite creators like Tfue, like Ninja, Nick Mercs, KSI, Boga. All these players that they all grew up watching, they were available to see them and meet them and connect with them. There was also a Marshmallow concert that had 10K capacity that provided explosive entertainment and further connection with the fan base. The key performance metrics we should look at is the 100 million plus that was earned in economic impact. There was an increase in social impressions and a plus 40% increase in player engagement post-event. Fortnite World Cup Festival, in terms of the mission pillar, the virtual game world materialized through AR zones and creator tents. or 92% most memorable rating. Interaction per 50 plus concurrent creator activation sustained 12-hour times. And then measurement pillar, we shall look at the 100 million economic validation proves that the event was had a positive return on investment. Nike campaign breakdown. The strategic objectives of this breakdown was Nike was trying to reposition as a breadth run training authority, drive Nike Pegasus sales through experiential retail, and achieve a plus 20% store conversion. Its target audience were urban runners and athletes aged 25 to 45, with a 65% female skew seeking personalized performance solutions. Activation strategy was in New York City, the Flash Grip transformed into Breadth Training Lab uh, to allow analysis stations and VO2 max testing, personalized purchases, customization, and recovery zones. There was around 2.1 million store visitors in year one, and plus 22% Pegasus sales uplift, leading to 500K earned social impressions and about a 28% conversion rate. In terms of personalization pillar, the custom shoe fittings achieved 28% of the precision compared to the industry standard of 8%. And interaction pillar, live biometric feedback created personal trainer intimacy. Retail return on investment plus 22% category sales proves experiential store model. And in terms of immersion, there's a clinical grade training in retail environments. The main key challenges were just the high upfront store renovation, which was about 50 million plus, and then the capacity constraints of limited daily throughout. But in terms of the increase in impressions and in terms of the connection that was gained, I would say that it was probably worth it. IKEA sleepover event. The strategic objective for this event was essentially they were aiming to convert 100K member Facebook sleepover groups into bedding sales, position IKEA as a sleep authority, and drive about mattress sales to about 15%. The target audience was mainly families and homeowners ages 25 to 45, or even I'll say 60. Viral social media sleep enthusiasts, and in terms of activation strategy, 100 overnight guests in UK flagship, mattress pressure mapping, sleep movies, expert consultation, pajama parties, breakfast deliveries. That's essentially what took place for them to handle this event. And the key performance metrics you can look at is at 330 plus earned media placement, 23K Facebook reach, and plus 18 betting category sales. The return on investment was a $2.1 million compared to a $180 cost. So we saw about almost a 12 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Connection. It managed to connect with the Facebook community, materializing into physical bonds. 87% ended up being repeat purchases, and it turns out that because a lot of these people are older, they tend to stick with the same brand, so they increase the brand loyalty for IKEA. They made IKEA look more reliable and family friendly. And in terms of conversion, 2.1 million sales lift from the 180K activation fee, which is that 12 to 1 risk, return on investment, and 330 plus stores achieved this 1.2 million advertising value equivalency. We shall now look at the head-to-head in terms of esports to non-esports. Now, the strategic battle similarity one is that both prioritize immersion first design and amplification. And in terms of execution scale, esports crushes with 15 million impressions and 100 million festival impact, and traditional delivers 2.1 million store visitors and 22% sales. Esports wins in terms of reach dominance. Emotional depth, esports offers pro access, and Nike and IKEA deliver personalization plus sensory intimacy. In terms of emotional depth, non-esports campaigns are winning in terms of loyalty. Return on investment profile, esports drives economic revenue, traditional achieves direct sales and higher return to investment. So it could be either way, depending on the campaign. And I would suggest that hybrid is more so imperative. In terms of audience precision, esports tend to focus more so on Gen Z niche, which may also be the result of why they have such large revenue pools, because a lot of Gen Z people are more inclined to be attached to these esports teams compared to, older people. And in terms of non-esports, will be more so for broad demographic converters, such as the older people, senior citizens in terms of IKEA looking for softer mattresses, or people that are on Facebook. In terms of innovation ceiling, in terms of innovation ceiling, uh, esports tends to innovate more because of the technology they have to use. They use virtual reality, game mode extensions, different type of demos, different newer inventions and technologies, because they have to stay ahead of the market and stuff. That would lead them to always constantly innovating and testing out new things. Compared to non-esports, where in terms of IKEA didn't really have that much innovation. Everything was already done in-house. It was more so about the connection, the community aspect. But in terms for Nike was more so focused on the innovation, on trying to set out, trying to differentiate itself from its other competitors, such as Adidas and the Armour. So they had to go into find a way to make it more personal for athletes. The recommendations I will give is essentially um, deploy a Nike style personalization plus IKEA overnight camping with festival footprints, and then personalized pro training camps with biometric analysis. And in terms of Victorial overnight pods with custom gaming mattresses, they could come in as a package in order for them to focus more so on the comfortability aspect of gamers as well as the innovation aspect. Projected impact is actually about 30% of engagement uplift and almost like four times return on investment and millions of dollars in annual revenue potential. Experiential success equals immersion times direct measurable conversion, and esports scale plus traditional intimacy equals unfair competitive advantage. And finally, these are my references. Thank you so much for your time. I know that I did not be able to cover all my points across in the time frame, but I managed to capture the key and main ideas of my presentation. So thank you so much for your consideration, and have a great day, Professor.